So for writing dynamic code, you can use JSPs. To run JSPs, what we required? JSP engine we required. To run JSPs, we required JSP engine. If you want to load JSP page, you required a JSP container. So JSP container responsibilities: generate servlet, converts JSP to servlet. So it will generate a servlet class, and finally this JSP container will do what? It will compile your servlet.
What is the need to come across these things?
See, while writing servlet code, inside servlet you need to write HTML code. Like as a developer, you will feel it like a complex. Okay, it will become like complex. If you require to write anything under out.println, it's not simple like writing Java code inside HTML. Both are same. See, inside servlet what we are going to write? HTML code. Instead of doing that, what we are doing? Inside HTML we are going to write JSP code. Just for developer convenience. Okay, both are same. Finally it is going to generate a servlet. So the same thing you can write under servlet, right? But just try to do one same example in servlet and in JSP. It will give us same output. But writing time, while writing code, easily you can finish your JSP. But coming to this servlet, complex, you will feel like complex. And JSPs you can edit through like Adobe, we have some editors, right? HTML editors. Through HTML editors, you can design your JSP pages. But is it possible to edit your servlet class through HTML editors? You need to use Java editor. Under Java editor, you need to write HTML code. So IDEs also, they can't able to support us to write HTML code here. You need to write everything. You need to write. You should not take support from any IDE. They will not provide us. But if you write JSP, your editors will provide support. Okay, both are same. If you write servlet, if you have capabilities to write servlet, then go through servlet only. Okay, so if you write a JSP page, that JSP page, JSP container will convert first it into servlet. Then that servlet will compile to servlet class. It will compile to servlet class. Then it will load the servlet into servlet container. It will load it into your servlet container. Okay, when you try to load it into server, JSP container will convert first it into servlet, then it will compile and it will finally load it into servlet container. How many times it will do this process? At the time of first time loading, as a user from your browser machine, as a user, if you request for this JSP page, at first time requesting for this JSP page, that JSP page will load into JSP container. Then JSP container will do this job. Again and again, if you do this process, it will take somewhat loading time, right? So at the time of first time loading, it may take some time, but from second time onwards, directly it will give us output. But first time, it need to do this complete process. From the next request onwards, directly it will print us output. Okay, at first time it may take some time. From the next time onwards, server will respond quickly. Okay, and coming to this JSP page, inside JSP you can write HTML plus Java code. To write Java code, here they given multiple tags. One is declaration tag. In this declaration tag, what we can do? You can use it for declarations, and you can use it for JSP init, you can use it for JSP destroys. And here they given one more tag. The tag name is scriptlet. This tag name is declaration, and this is scriptlet. So in this scriptlet tag, if you write anything, it will behave like what? JSP service. Okay, it will behave like your service method. And There is one more tag, expression tag. Expression. The tag name is expression. This tag is equal to your Java code out.println. It is equal to this. If I want to print something output A here, so then you can keep that character sequence A here. Internally it will place this code into out.println. Okay, just for printing dynamic outputs you can use this expression. If I write something like here, new date, what it will print? Your current date. Your mission current date it will display. Okay, then in out.println what it will place? Dynamic Java code only it will place new date. While printing whatever the date we have here, that date it will print it on browser. Okay, so these three tags we have. One is declaration, one is scriptlet, and one is expression. Declaration for what we should use? For doing variable declarations and for writing init method and destroy method. And scriptlet for what we should use? To write service method code. And expression for printing dynamic outputs you can use expressions. How to write JSP pages? How to write a JSP page? Similar like your HTML pages only. Okay, previously we had many examples on HTML page, right? Just instead of putting .html extension, remove it and keep it .jsp. Okay, instead of using .html you can use .jsp. And one more thing, until unless having Java code inside your JSP page. Without having Java code inside your JSP page, don't keep it as .jsp. If you put, what happens? Getting? If you have only static page, only HTML content if you have only plain HTML content, JSP for what we should use? For HTML plus Java code. If you have only HTML content, only HTML content if you have, and if you store only HTML content if you have, and if you save it like hello.jsp, what happens? Only HTML content if you have, and if you keep .jsp extension, what happens? It will convert this complete code into servlet. Through servlet it will give us output every time. If you have plain HTML content, directly you can display that content on browser. Why you required again servlet? Not required. Okay, when you should keep this .jsp extensions? In case along with your HTML content if you have Java code. Until unless having Java code, if you put JSP, unnecessary compilation, unnecessary servlet classes generation, it will do on server. Okay. In case along with your HTML content, if you have Java code, then only put .jsp. Or else it is not recommended to put .jsp for plain HTML contents. Okay. Then how to write this JSPs? Simple example, just I want to print hello. So how to print this? Yeah, we have many ways, right? Tell me one approach. Hello.jsp page. I want to print output hello world. Then how to write code here? There are two approaches. One is by using expression and one is by using out.println. If it is a out.println, where I should write? If it is an expression, where I should write? Then this one. Okay, see here. HTML head, close head, body. So here I have HTML content. Now under body I want to print current date. Today date I want to display. So again one HTML content. Today date. Okay, now here I required dynamic code. So what I can use over there? I can use expression or else I can use out.println. If it is a out.println, I should write it under scriptlet. If it is expression, directly you can use. So you can use those two approaches here. Here using expression equal to new date. Dynamically it will print date here. Or else you can go through this approach also. Instead of using this, you can use this also. Expression out dot scriptlet out dot println of new date of. Anyone you can use. Finally, you need to load this page into container. Container will convert into servlet. Finally, servlet will compile and it will give us output. When it will do this compilation and this complete procedure at the time of first time request. Okay. Yeah, create one dynamic web project. Dynamic web project. Hello JSP. Okay. Then go to web content, create a HTML page here. Sorry, JSP page. Write a JSP page, index.jsp. Okay. Here I have some HTML code. Insert title here. First JSP. Okay. So for body we can apply background color, right? Body BG color. I can put some green or red, anything here. Okay. Then in between this body and body, here I want to put some dynamic code. Okay. Today date I want to display here. So the date how you can display? Use scriptlet. The first approach is using scriptlet. Out.println. Right here, new date. Fully qualified path java dot util dot date. Or else you need to write import statement. Okay, then run this. When JS page general, it will compile at the time of loading. Look at here. This is dynamic code, right? Refresh. Dynamically changing, right? We displayed complete data object, right? If you want to do only time, then call date reference dot get hour, get minute, get second, get day, get week, get month. Okay. Finally, some dynamic date here it is displaying, right? Yes. So we are trying to displaying it by using scriptlet. Instead of using scriptlet, I'll show you one more approach. Break. Write this. Instead of writing out.println, just use equal new date. Semicolons we should not use for output. This is going to keep here only. Okay. Similarly, what it will do, this same code it will place here. That's it. See? Okay, these two approaches we have for printing dynamic content. Understand, right? So I'll give you one more example here. I want to generate one table. I want to generate one table along with multiple rows. I want to generate a table. This kind of table I want to generate here. In this table I want to put one column number, and here that number values I want to put. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Some dynamic content I want to put here, and I want to make this one as a table. So if it is a table, you can call this one as 1 TD, this one as 1 TD, right? And how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some dynamic rows it need to generate. 5 TRs it need to generate. In each TR it need to generate 2 TDs. This TD for this number, this TD for this one, and TR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some multiple TRs it need to generate. So how to generate the TRs and how to generate the TDs dynamically here? We should write some Java code. Dynamically, we should write some Java code. Okay, for loops we know how to write. So where you should write that for loop code? Under scriptlet. Okay, so table.jsp. I will create one more page. Table.jsp. In this table.jsp page, see here, use scriptlet. Inside this scriptlet write for int I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Open loop, and I need to close this loop. So where I can close? You can close here itself. You can close here itself, but you need to write some dynamic HTML code here. That's why what I will do, I'll close this for here. You can keep multiple blocks. Finally it will combine into same block only. Okay, you can use multiple block, here one block, here one block. You can use any number of blocks. Finally it will combine complete blocks together into one block. Okay, now in between, this for and closing, I can write some HTML code here. So that HTML code, what it will do? Repeatedly it will execute. This loop continuously, how many times it is going to execute? 10 times. So if you write any code here, that code will execute for 10 times. Okay, just I'll write simple code. You can observe here, hello, simple hello. So if I try to run this now, my page name is table.jsp. See this? Hello printing for 10 times. So now I want to generate a table here. So then what I should do? How many TRs I need to generate dynamically? Some TRs, some number of TRs I need to generate. Inside the TRs again and again I need to generate 2 TDs. Right? So I'll write code here. First table, simple HTML code. Where I need to close this table? I am opening here. Finally I need to close. Now in between table and table, some dynamic content I want to generate. So then what you should do? I'll write first to TR, close this TR, TH, table headings. Number, value. Okay, now here also you can generate TRs. How many TRs I need to generate? 10 TRs I need to generate. TR, in each TR use one TD, table definitions. TH means table headings. Now I want to print that values here. Okay. Okay, anyways, number and that respective value it need to display here. This one is static only, right? But number value should be dynamic. So how to print dynamic code here? Can I use expression here? Under that expression, which value I need to print? I value I need to print. I. First I will display 0, right? So instead of displaying 0, I'll do plus plus I. So then, oh, we should not do incrementation here. Just make +1. Now it will print what? From 0 onwards. 0, for 0 it will print 1. For 1, 2. Like that up to 10 it will print. So how many rows it will generate? 10 rows. In each row how many TDs it will generate? 2 TDs. Right? Now compile this. See this? Number and values. Number equal to 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. Dynamically generated, right? We can't able to visible the table, right? Keep border here. Border 5. See this? Dynamically generated, right? So, in case if you want to generate anything dynamically, like this you can generate. You can write conditions also here, not only simple control statements. If a is equal to 20, print output. If not, deny that output. If you want to keep that kind of conditions, you can write. Conditions in JSP page. You can write your required conditions here. Where I need to do the declarations part first. For declarations, which tag we should use? Declaration tag. Here I can declare variables, right? So int a is equal to 20. This is my declaration part. So just we are declaring variable here. Then I need to write conditions using that declaration variable. If age less than 20, so if less than 20, teenage, right? Teenage. Else if less than 20, teenage. If greater than 20, okay. If greater than 20, what we can call? Engage? Engage. Here engage. Okay. Then run that page. The page name is what? See man, here I will change output. Not allowed to marry. Allowed to marriage. Okay? If less than 20, not allowed to marriage. So our page name is what? Condition.jsp. Allowed to marry because the age is 20. If it is less than 20, not allowed to marriage. Right? If I change this age from 19, then the change output here, not allowed to marriage. You can write conditions also here. See how we are using this declaration part. We are declaring variables here. Okay? And this complete code, where it will place? Under service method. Under service method it will place this complete code, and that not allowed to marry statements, where it will put? Under out.println. If age is less than 20, it will print out.println of not allowed to marry. Else it will print out.println of allowed to marriage. Understand, right?